Hello everyone and welcome to Think Python. Today we are going to learn a very interesting and useful thing, which is to write and read to a spreadsheet. So Python code will automatically process hundreds of spreadsheets in literally a split second, right? To order to do this, let's have a spreadsheet. So I have a spreadsheet here on the name of result. I'll show you. So click on your project and here you can see this result with an extension of XLSX. So right click and reveal in Finder. If you are working on Windows, it could be reveal in Explorer or some documents. So you can have any Excel sheet and copy it here in your current working directory. I'll provide the link to this Excel sheet in the description in case you want to practice. Okay. So I reveal this in folder and see this is the result.xlsx. Double click. So here this is a small Excel to learn how to read and write using Python. So here we have 3 students and we have their marks in 3 different subjects, right? So here what we'll do is, let us say some column has a wrong entry of marks, for example maybe maths, right? And we need to correct the entries by giving a grace mark of 2. Okay, so we'll perform all these operations not here directly in the Excel but with the help of Python. You might think that it will take just a second to make changes, so why to do it through Python? So the concept is that when you're working on hundreds of spreadsheets and you have thousands of entries in a single spreadsheet, then it becomes practically impossible to make changes and it will take you maybe weeks if not months. So by using Python you can do all this in a matter of seconds. Okay, so let's learn how to do this. So back to the PyCharm here. Now first of all I need to import this package called OpenPyXL, which we have learned in the last tutorial. If you have not watched it, I recommend that you first of all learn how to install and import OpenPyXL. Okay, import it here in our current work file. So I'll say import OpenPyXL as Excel. So as Excel is only a convenient way of using this. So to load the spreadsheet into PyCharm, we have this method called excel dot load workbook. Now inside the parenthesis I need to specify the name of my workbook. So the name of my workbook is result.xlsx. Now this will return me a workbook, so I need to save this workbook in some variable. I'll call it as WB. Okay, so by using this my workbook is now loaded and this method will return me the workbook on the name of result.xlsx, which I have stored in the variable called WB. So far so good. Okay, so now we have reached the workbook. Now I need to access the sheet of my workbook. So if you have noticed here, I have only one sheet here on the name of sheet 1. So that is the default name. So to reach the sheet 1 and to access it here in PyCharm, what we can do is we can use this object WB like this, square brackets, and type the name of my sheet, which is sheet 1. And notice here that this name of the sheet that we type here is case sensitive, so you need to keep this S in caps here. Now this will return me an object called sheet, which I store in a variable called sheet. Okay, so now we need to access a particular cell of this sheet. To access a particular cell of this sheet, you can simply use sheet method, and by using this what you can do is you can provide the coordinate of the cell. So how do we do it? I'll say sheet like this, again square brackets, and here I need to type the coordinates. So let us go to our spreadsheet, and what are the coordinates? For example, I want to access this cell here which has the value of Nirek. So please notice the highlighted cells here. So B is the column and 1 is the row. So the coordinate becomes B1. So whatever cell you want to access, we need to specify the coordinates here. So for example, I specify C1. There's another way of accessing the cell here by using the cell method. And what is that method? You can simply say sheet. With the help of dot operator, we have a method called cell here, and inside the round brackets I specify the coordinates. So here the coordinates are specified in numbers 3, 3, and because this will return me a value, so I need to specify a variable called cell like that. Okay, so here also if you are using this method or this method, this will return the value of the current cell. So here also you need to define a variable which will store this particular cell that we are accessing. Okay, so just to check whether the code is going good so far, let's print this cell to check whether it is okay or not. So cell dot value. Okay, now let's first check for this format. I'll make this as comment and run the code. So this is my work.py. Slide this up. So we have Rudra here, right? So that means the cell dot value which we are currently accessing is Rudra. Let's also check for this format. So I'll make this as comment and I'll make this as part of my code. So if I run the code, so this is giving me 80. So this is cell 3, 3. Have a look at the worksheet. Cell 3, 3 is third column and third row, which is 80, right? Perfect. So far the code is going good. Okay, so this is how you can import an Excel sheet, access the particular sheet of that workbook, and then you can reach a particular cell. Okay, now if you want to perform any operation on my spreadsheet, then I need to know how many rows are there in my worksheet. For this we have a method called sheet dot max underscore rows, not rows, row only. So this should return me the value of maximum row. Let's run the code and check. Beautiful. So this is giving me 4. That means the number of rows in my spreadsheet is 4. So you can have a look here. So we've got 4 rows here. 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? Now if I want to add 2 grace marks to, let us say, Nirek, then I need to iterate over these rows. Now the column is fixed, which is B, so I do not have to change the value of column. I can keep it fixed at B, but I need to iterate over the rows. And you know that to iterate we can very comfortably use the for loop. So value row in range. What should be the range? First row we do not want because that is the title, so it is a string. So I'll start from the second row, 2, comma, and I'll go till the maximum number of rows that we have. So that is given by sheet dot max row, and I'll add 1 so that I get to the last row. Okay. Now here what we'll do is, first of all, I need to access the particular cell. So I'll say sheet dot cell. Now which cell do I want to access? The column is fixed, which is the third column. So I'll say simply third. And for row, I want to iterate over the row, for which we have used the for loop. So here I'll say row. So row will iterate from 2 till the last row, and the column is kept at 3. Okay. Let me first also check what do we have in third column. So in third column we have marks of Rudra. So here we would add 2, okay, and then we'll store this into a new column here, right? So let's go. Now we have accessed this cell. This would return me a value which I'll store in cell. After this, what we need to do is we need to add 2 to the current value of the current cell. So for it I'll say cell dot value. Now what do I want to do to this value? I want to add 2 to this value. Now this new value I want to store in correct, or let's say updated marks. Now we have updated marks stored in a variable called updated marks, right? Now next I want to add a new column where I want all these updated marks to be stored. To define a new column, we'll again make the reference to sheet.cell, and here what do we want? We want the rows to keep on iterating and a new column is defined. Let us say I define 6. Now this will return me the corresponding cell, for which I'll say updated marks underscore cell. Okay, cell should have a value which is equal to the corrected value, and where we have stored the corrected value is stored in updated marks here. So this would be equal to updated marks, right? Now we have make the changes. Once again I've used the for loop to iterate over the rows for second column, and to access the particular cell I'll say sheet.cell. Row would be iterating and third column, this is going to a new variable called cell. Now I want to add a grace mark of 2, so I'll say cell.value plus 2, and this will return me a variable which I am storing in updated marks. Now these updated marks are going to a corresponding cell in a new column. So to create a new column, again we have made this reference to sheet.cell. Row is iterating but the new column is defined, which is 6, and this is going to the updated marks cell. Now what value should this updated marks cell contain? So updated marks cell dot value should have the updated marks which we have defined here. Okay, now before running the code, let us first save this file. To save the workbook, we can simply use wb dot save, and inside the brackets give the new name. So I'll say result new. Okay, and provide the extension which is xlsx. Perfect. Now let's run the code and see what we get at the output. Beautiful. So the process is finished with exit code 0. That means we do not have any error in our code. But how to check this updated result? To check the updated result, see, we have saved the workbook on a new name which is result new. Now this automatically gets saved in the current directory. So for that, what you can do is click on the project. So this is result new, right click and reveal in Finder. So when you reveal in Finder, this is sitting here, double click. Beautiful. So these are the marks which are updated. So this workbook is now incremented and you have modified the column without actually working on the worksheet. So that is the beauty of Python. Though this was a small workbook with only 4 entries, but when you're working large spreadsheets having hundreds of data, then this happens in a split second. So you notice here that the moment I've run the code, run it again, it happened in a second, right? So I hope this was of help and you find it interesting. Do practice a lot and keep moving forward always. And if you find any problem, do let me know in the comment section. Till we meet in the next session again. Have a good day. Bye bye.